April 28, 1988, Hilo International Airport, Hawaii. What seemed like an ordinary short flight to Honolulu would soon turn into one of the most terrifying mid-air disasters in aviation history. The Boeing 737 lifted off smoothly under a bright Hawaiian sky. On board were 89 passengers and 6 crew members. Experienced pilots, Captain Robert Schornsteimer and First Officer Madeline Tompkins, had flown this aircraft countless times. Everything appeared routine, but just minutes after takeoff, at 24,000 feet, the unexpected struck without warning. A thunderous explosion ripped through the fuselage. The roof over the first-class cabin tore away violently. Where moments ago passengers had seen soft lights and air vents, they now saw nothing but the open blue sky above them. The wind roared at nearly 300 miles per hour. Debris flew everywhere. Cabin crew and passengers clung to whatever they could grab. But tragedy struck instantly. Flight attendant Clarabelle Lansing was pulled from the aircraft, vanishing into the endless sky. Her body was never recovered. Inside the cockpit, the situation was dire. Oxygen masks dangled uselessly, torn away with the ceiling. Communication was impossible over the deafening roar. The pilots resorted to hand signals to control the aircraft. First Officer Tompkins quickly set the transponder to signal an emergency. The captain began a rapid descent, dropping thousands of feet per minute. The only chance of survival was to get the crippled jet on the ground, fast. But another problem emerged. The landing gear indicators weren't showing green. Was the nose gear stuck? If it wasn't down, the plane would slam into the runway nose first at nearly 200 miles per hour, a guaranteed catastrophe. The captain made a gut-wrenching choice: attempt the landing anyway. Everyone on board braced for impact. Against all odds, the gear held. 13 minutes after the fuselage ripped apart, the pilots brought the Boeing down safely at Kahului Airport on Maui. The sight that greeted rescuers was shocking. The jet looked like a giant sardine can torn open. 65 people were injured. One had lost her life. And yet, miraculously, the rest survived. Investigators soon discovered why this happened. The aircraft, nearly 2 decades old, had tiny cracks in its fuselage, stress fractures that inspectors had overlooked. Years of constant flights in Hawaii's salty, humid environment had silently weakened the metal. One missed crack became a chain reaction, tearing open the plane mid-air. This disaster forced aviation authorities worldwide to completely overhaul maintenance standards. Airlines could no longer rely on quick checks. Every joint, every rivet, every panel had to be inspected thoroughly. For the crew of Flight 243, their courage turned certain death into survival. They were hailed as heroes, but the story remains a chilling reminder. Sometimes, even a routine flight can become a fight for life.